Back when I was in the boat business, I used a lot of this microfiche, and I have tons of this stuff. It's Briggs Stratton. I have it for the XL 175 Honda. This is all for short blocks and changing engines. I have the Tecumseh. I have Mercruiser. I have boxes and boxes and boxes of microfiche around here. But anyway, I was going through it to see if the crankshaft on that is the same as the crankshaft on the leaf blower I'm going to use that on. So what I was doing was I was going through part numbers here. So let me just show you here. I'll tripod this up and show you what I was doing. Alright, here we are on, try and turn this so it's even with the camera here. The model number of both the blower engine and the engine I got to replace it, they're both the same model. They're both 190432. The type number of the blower engine is 0535, and the type number of the replacement engine I got is 2723. So you come down here and this gives you your type numbers. So the blower has 0503, so it's going to be in this series here. So everything after this is the engine on the blower. So we go to part number 16 here. That's the crankshaft. So then we go to the card where the part number 16 is. Let me find it here. 16. So let's see here. We're at, that's 17. So this is 16, and that's actually the crankshaft number of this engine. I looked it up earlier. I'm just going here. 26100 or 1081 is the part number to the crankshaft of the engine on the Giant Vac blower. So then you go down here to see if you can find your type number, which is 0535 on the blower, and these are all numerical. So we have 0535 right here. Let me make sure that's focused real good. So that tells me that this crankshaft was used on this blower. That part number of 261081 was used on the Giant Vac blower. So now let's go to find the engine with the 2723 crankshaft. Okay, I had put a different microfiche in the viewer because it was on a different card, this type number for the other engine. But again, it's the same, both engines are the same model number and they both fall into this category. But you go back down here to type number, and this type number on this replacement engine is 2723. Falls into this engine right here. So again, we go over to here and it's part number 16 again. There's the number 16 on the crankshaft. So we will find the listing for the part numbers, the beginning of it, because 16, see, that's like 13, 12, 13, 14, 16. So then we start looking for the type number of this engine. And again, these are in numerical order, so we're looking for a 27. So this goes 26 to 28, so it's not there, so we come up here. And again, we're looking for 27, so we got some 27s, and we're looking for 2723, and right there it is. So the crankshaft part number on the engine that I have to replace the blower engine is 492454. So that tells me that there's two different part numbers for that crankshaft, tells me that the crankshafts are different. They're both non-IC engines, so neither one of them have ball bearing cranks. So my assumption is going to be the output shaft is the difference on them. Generally the journals and the rod, connecting rod, all that stuff's the same internals in the engine I've found over the years of working on these things. So I think what we'll do is see what the short blocks say too, or replacement short blocks. So let me get out the card for that. Okay, I'll show you on the card here. Now these are all in that book I showed you. I also have them in little card file containers, and I also have this Rolodex things full of cards. Like I say, that's what I used when I was in the boat business. You know, everything's on CD discs, and you know, you don't, or computers, you don't even need microfiche anymore. But back when I did this, you know, marine industry for a living, everything was on microfiche. So on this Briggs Stratton, again, the engine model number is 190432. So it falls in there and it says it's at B3. So you put this in the viewer and go to B3. Okay, we're on B3. So this is the engine model numbers here that we're going to, and we're going to check the blower's engine right now, which is 0535. So we'll find 0535 in here, which would be B7 because that's 0172 to 0611, and we got a 0535. So it falls in that. So we'll go to B7, and again, your numbers are right there. So we're at B7. We find the model number right here. Now this tells you the, if you can see, let me scroll this down. I don't know if that shows the type number of the engine, the model number of the engine, the crankshaft part number. That there is the make, form, model, and type for like a replacement engine. And then they give you the short block part number too, so you can get a engine or short block. So let's go down to 0535. Let's see here. Okay, that's in the yellow bar. And it shows the short block as 390632. So let's find what the short block is for that other engine. Now I don't know if this is going to be in this frame or a different one. It's 2723 is the type number, so I might have to change cards again. Alright, I went back, just ended up going back to the page with the model numbers, B3 where it was, and right here is where the numbers fall for this replacement engine, which is 2723. So it falls in this. So it's on D10 where that is. So that's C, D, and we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got to find our 2723, which is right there. And again, up here, it shows the type, model, crank, the replacement model and type, and the short block part number. So let's go back down here to 2723, and it shows the replacement number, which is different. The crank number on this engine here is 492458. The short block number is 390634. So that tells me that this engine is not interchangeable with that other engine. So I'll probably end up having to get a crankcase gasket and a crankshaft oil seals, and I'll just swap the cranks out of the engines. I think the journals and everything will be the same size, but if I'll pull a thing apart, and if it doesn't go together, if the crank is physically different on the output shaft, I will just swap out the crankshaft in the motor. So I was just kind of wanted to see if this was going to require that or not, and it looks like it is. But it's kind of nice having these microfiche. They're kind of a handy thing to have. This fish I got in here now is all shows replacement engines and replacement short blocks and the crankshaft number, so you know what crankshaft comes out of the engine. That's all this particular card does. Alright, just for the heck of it, the last video I put up of that Power Chief generator has the same model engine too, and the type on that is 1570. So let's just look at that for the heck of it. And it looks like that would be on C7 because the type number falls right in there. So we'll go to C7. And we'll find 1570, which is right there. And the crankshaft part number on that engine is 261072. So I wrote down the cranks of both the motors, and the crankshaft on the blower is, the Giant Vac blower is 261081, and on the engine that I want to put on the blower is 492458, and of course again the shaft number on the generator, the Power Chief generator, is 261072. So they all three engines have different crankshaft. So I just thought I'd pull that up. The short block replacement number is 390634 for the engine on the Power Chief generator, and that just happens to be the same short block replacement number. 390634 is the same short block replacement number for that engine I pulled off the other generator. So actually those two engines, the one that I pulled off that other generator for the blower and the Power Chief, would have exactly the same crankshaft, even though their part number is different. So they might have different journal sizes inside the engine itself. So we'll determine that when we go to swap out the motors. If I can't swap out the crankshaft, and maybe we'll just re-ring the motor that's on it. But this is probably interchangeable, and like I say, that crank may even work with the fan that's on the blower. I measured the length of the crank, and this one's about 4.5 inches, and it looks like the one on the Giant Vac is about 4.5 inches. So yeah, that was just a little bit of, thought I would you know, do a little on the parts for these old engines. These are a couple of the different cards I was using. This one had the parts breakdown and the part numbers, and this one has the short blocks and replacement engine cards. So these are the two main cards I was using. And if you've watched my past videos, you'll know that I have a Honda 1976 Honda XL175. I bought that motorcycle brand new, and this is the microfiche for it. Let's just take a quick gander at it. Now I have two viewers, and the other viewer is sitting in my dad's basement. It's got a lens, so the images aren't as big. I think they're identical viewers. This is a EyeCom 1000, and that's what the other one is. I think I might take the lens from it and put it in this one so the pictures aren't so ginormous on the screen. But this is the microfiche for the XL175. It shows all your different parts and the number to it, and then it has the like number one. It's a part number 90011-362-000, and it's a plug for the rocker arm shaft, and it shows that 2 are needed. So it's just kind of neat when you have this, because you know, some of this stuff, people, you know, you find these parts and people don't know what they are. They don't have any way of knowing what the part number is. So if you have the part number, sometimes you can go into an older dealer and give them the part number, and they have it on their shelf. They have no way of looking up some of this older stuff now unless they kept their old microfilm. So it's just kind of a neat thing to have around. So I just kind of refer to it now and then, and that's what I was using for that. I'll change the lens in this, so, and that'll make these images so this whole page fits in the screen. You don't have to move the thing around in the screen. and this is the focus for it too. So there we go. Just for the heck of it, I put in the microfiche for the Tecumseh engine that's on my air and snow throw. It shows the breakdown of the engine, shows like the heater box or the air filter, whichever you have. It shows the different exhausts and stuff here. If you have a mini bike, it uses this assembly or that assembly, or this assembly or that one. It's kind of neat. They show the standard muffler, I believe, in this photo somewhere here. It's right there. So it just shows the optional stuff over here. So anyway, if you enjoy my channel, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.